So I just finished watching the 5th episode of the 3rd season of The Real Housewives of Lagos, and I must tell you guys that butter is really giving me the ick. Like, I have tried to fall in love with this lady, but it's not working. I mean, this is Dabota doing one of her confessionals where she was talking about Sophie, right? That's Sophia Momodu. She was basically like, this is how she was. That girl is so uncouth, so insecure. She is not a girl's girl. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, please give us trauma at this point. Give us faith. What is this? Okay, guys. So basically, today's episode was all about the drama at the beach house, and trust me, there was drama. The tension, I'm telling you, a knife can't cut through it. And this tension will even spill into the 6th episode, because this time around it was Caroline versus Diadem. What is gonna be epic. But let's talk about today's episode. I like to point out that I love Miriam's love and respect for her husband. I love the way she was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I'll put my husband above this lady's. And I'm like, girl, I mean, you should. I love the way Miriam, her love, like, she wants to hear her man's opinion about her product, about everything, and I love it for her. So of course, you know, we saw Miriam with her husband, you know, and also how she is also a mom to her husband's kids, because the man already had kids before they got married. I love it. And we also saw Sophia with Anita. I think I've not met her. I've actually seen her before, and I think that's how Sophia met Miriam. So Dabota is hosting the ladies at this beach house. Then basically she comes to wait for them at this whole I don't know what to call it, but where they go to wait before they enter the yacht. Is it yacht? yes, to get to the beach house. Then she comes, of course, she's the host, she has to be there first. And then Diadem, I don't know what to call it, her sidekick. Yes, Diadem is Dabota's sidekick in this Real Housewife. It's just like, you know, when Miriam said Iyabo and Chioma, but this one is like a lower version of Iyabo and Chioma. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. So basically, Dabota comes, Diadem comes, and they are all kicking, and they had to wait almost like 3 hours for the ladies. Now 2 hours in, you know, they put a call across to Miriam. They called Caroline first. The butter called Miriam first, Caroline first, but Caroline's phone wasn't going, so she called Miriam. Miriam tells her, oh, her husband is around, he's traveling the next day, and you know, she's trying to, basically there's a lot she has to do before coming out, and she says, okay, you know what, give me 5 minutes, let me check in with the other ladies and know what's going on, then I'll get back to you to know if you are going to wait for us or if we'll meet you at the beach house, right? Then Diadem asks Dabota, how about Laura, have you called her? And she's like, I don't have Laura's contact. And I'm like, how can you you're inviting ladies, but you do not have Laura's contact? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then I was like, oh, I actually love Laura. And the butcher was like, oh yeah, okay, you call her. And she's like, oh, she doesn't have Laura's contact. And I'm like, this is giving me flashback. This is giving me that moment where they're like, Laura, call Faith now. Last season, I don't know if you guys remember. Anyways, they put a call across to Caroline. Caroline tells them, okay, you know what, I think it was twice, but basically she was like, she would join Sophia on her boat. And then later Miriam says the same thing. Basically, the other ladies are following Sophia in her boat. Now, Dabota hasn't met Sophia yet, because at the last event of Caroline, last episode, she traveled to Spain and to the UK and all of that. Anyways, fast forward, they go, you know, in the yacht, and I think they were actually having fun. That is Diadem and Dabota. They arrive. So when they arrived at the beach house, they've already set, you know, people's rooms, the ladies' rooms, and put their names on the doors. Now she goes to the one that has Sophia's name on the door, and she removes it, and she's like, there's no way she's gonna give Sophia a room with, you know, view, that Sophia has got to stay behind, like the one without a view at the back. Now mind you, this beach house has 6 rooms. Now if it has 6 rooms, are 4 upstairs and 1 behind, so basically she's like, you know, if Laura had come, she would have put Laura the one downstairs and put Sophia the one behind. So she basically said it in her confessionals. Even if Laura was there, she would still like change it. So basically, she didn't really plan for Laura, yeah. And for Sophia, she was just beefing Sophia. So before people start saying, because I see so many people on the internet saying Sophia was doing too much, I'm like, this babe was beefing Sophia even before she met Sophia. Anyway, so she exchanged it. Then when Sophia and Caroline and Miriam comes, they were actually very excited. They actually loved, they were appreciating her, the way, she brought out their pictures. They were actually loving it. They were like, oh, she took great details. They were praising her. Even Sophia. Until Sophia met her room, like basically the room did not have any view. And she basically like said, I can't be in a room that has no view. Like, I don't like my room. It doesn't have any view. I hate this room and all of that. And Dabota was like, Sophia is being very uncouth, being very disrespectful, and she's not being demure. She's not being classy. And Sophia being an expressive person, she said what she said. And Miriam, obviously, the other ladies saw that, okay, this room was not even it. Even Caroline was like, if she was the one that they gave that room, almost she's gonna pack her bag and go home, because I have a home. I can afford a beach house if I want to. Sophia was later okay with it. There was no more talk about the room and everything. But obviously, we know that Dabota was not cool with Sophia, right? Then, when Miriam went to meet Diadem and Harry, because Diadem was actually screaming at Miriam when Miriam was on the phone with Dabota. I'm going to talk about that later. So she was like, in that conversation, she also brought that up. Diadem kind of brought that up of them being late and all that. And Miriam in her confessions was like, girl, don't bring this up again. Then Miriam asked, what about Laura? And like the whole answers they were giving is kind of vague. Now fast forward to the night, the bonfire night. Diadem and Dabota, of course, the twinnies, they come in first, and their energy was kind of low. I'm like, you're a host. Your job is to bring up the tempo. Didn't you see the way Caroline was during her event? Didn't you see the way Laura was, during her shop opening? Like, you are the host. Anyways, the other ladies come in. Caroline comes in with, of course, Sophia. And the way they were putting their face, you understand? Like, that damn face was like somebody where they slap for sleep. Honestly, it be like person where they was better slap. And then later on, Miriam comes in, and then Dabota was like, I don't appreciate the lateness. Somebody rented an extra boat when another boat has already been provided, and blah, 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 blah. And then Sophia was like, I actually have a boat. It was not rented. I have a boat, and I said, instead of coming down to Lekki, it's just downstairs. I can just, hop on my boat and then meet you guys there. And the way Dabota was like, but you and Sophia was like, none of that was communicated to me. I was not communicated. They did not tell me that, okay, we all have to come together. All I knew is we have to meet at the beach house, and that was it. And the way Dabota was like, it's fine. That when somebody is kind of like being dismissive towards you, and Sophia rolled her eyes, and you could tell that the energy was intense and it was bad. Like, Caroline was like, she doesn't know what to call it, this internal competition, or she doesn't want to call it envy, but something is actually going on here, and we as the viewers could see it. And Diadem just kept her face like stone, and Miriam was like, Diadem, this one where your face there like this, like, what is this? And Diadem started talking about the lateness and all of that. Anyways, the next episode, we're going to be seeing a basic clash between Diadem and Caroline, because Diadem was like, we don't like this thing that is lateness. I'm like, Diadem, chill. Like, it's not your event. Why you to carry this thing out of your head? And Caroline, like, this is the Caroline we saw and we loved in the first season. I'm like, Diadem, this hey Google, be careful that express you they go, we don't tell her, you don't match up. Whatever that song says. Like, you don't know where you are going. Go and watch season 1. I'm not saying you should be afraid of Caroline, but like, don't be buying people's fights. I get it, Dabota is your girl, but your girl was not actually in the right 100%. Anyways, now this is what I think about this whole thing. Let me start. Dabota is giving me the ick. I'm not gonna lie, I have tried, but that babe is really giving me the ick. Like, is that how she is? Like, nah, Dabota is giving me the ick, and she's not a good host. Yes, and I'm gonna tell you, I feel like Dabota is kind of threatened by two ladies, Caroline and of course Sophia. Yes, and I feel like Dabota is having this internal beef with Laura when they don't even have issues. The person she has issues with is Linda Ikeji, that is Laura's elder sister because of her blog. So why are you carrying spilling over aggression? I do not understand it. Number two, dieting, waiting do you? Why are you being like a puppet? Like, this is the same energy that Tanya gave in the second season that pissed me the hell off. Why can't you be your own person? Why are you puppeting around, Dabota? I guess she's your girl, but then be your own person. Now you're, buying fights. Like, waiting they want. Like, I was just watching it, and in my head I'm like, okay, they are there, they apologize. How many times we did not apologize? These ladies they did not have any malicious intent. You guys were the one having malicious intent, because if they actually had malicious intent, like we saw, I mean, these ladies cannot survive with Iyabojo and Choma. Trust me. These ones, nah, they cannot survive with Iyabojo and Choma, because those ones are gonna chew them raw and spit them out. Because this attitude they are giving is, I don't know. The fact that Dabota is saying that, oh, Sophia is childish, it's uncouth, as if she actually planned all of this, not knowing that she's actually the one that's acting that way. I get that a lot of people are like Team Dabota, but honestly, I can't. I tried. You know me. People's opinion don't really they move me. Is what I see, is what I go with, and so far the butter is not really giving me the kind of energy I like, and I don't see why she's coming as Sophie or Sophia Momodu like that. And also I don't know why she's trying to have this internal beef or whatever beef with Caroline. Well, I trust my girl Caroline is gonna give one what she's gonna give them fire for fire. And oh my goodness, Sophia is petty, because in the 6th episode we see Sophia sharing gifts to the other ladies, and she did not give to Dabota. She was like, unlike me being sent to the room behind, that was obviously planned, this wasn't planned. So yeah, so she gave Diadem, she crossed over Dabota, gave Caroline, and of course gave Mariam. Next week's episode is going to be what? Is going to be fire. So far, the OGs Real Housewives of Lagos, I'm talking about Mariam and Caroline, are still doing it for me with a spice. Like, Sophia is that extra spice that makes everything more tastier. But I still like all the ladies. I still like, the ensemble. But so far, Dabota, Diadem, I don't like ladies that are basically like followers. Like, I don't like it. Ladies that do not have their opinions. Like, for some reason, that same thing that made me not like Tanya in the 2nd season, and that same thing that pissed me off with Choma in the 2nd season. So I like ladies that are actually being themselves. You can be friends and still have your opinion. Yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna be ending this video in a Dabota style. So on that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell, because you don't want to be uncouth, and click on the click on the notification bell and click on the I've even forgotten my line. I beg, like, share, comment. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead. Bye.